One thing that a lot of people do not get to understand is that transitioning period when you're moving between seasons. It's very key and very important. Now, the sad thing is that a lot of people live a higher chunk of their lives transitionally. Meanwhile, the core thing is the transitional period are supposed to be very short. Now, the reason why they can be elongated is one, if we're not aware of it. Two, if we do not give what it takes, if we do not invest in that season in order to let go of it. The core thing about transitional period is you need to pay to get out of it. And when you don't know what you're supposed to pay, when you don't know the price you're supposed to pay or how you're supposed to pay, a lot of people may spend 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years going back and forth the same seasons. They're just going through a lot of activities, but there's really no satisfaction and that sense of purpose in the things that they really do. And so it's very important. Whenever you feel a sense of dissatisfaction, you feel that you're becoming a big fish in a small pond, or you see people and something tells you these people are usually ahead of you, and something tells you that guy, girl, you're supposed to be in that number. You're supposed to be at that phase of life at that moment. These are telling signs. Of course, there are exceptions, but usually these are telling signs that let you know that you're staying too long in the phase you are. A lot of people is just fear, anxiety. They don't know what uncertainty is, and so they would rather prefer to stick with certainty, which is a transitional period, and not go into that season where they risk it, you go into that uncertainty, and then they get the rewards at the end. And this is very key. Many people, when you hear this and you have a nudge in your spirit, you know that you've been in that transitional period for too long. Transitional period moves when you get till you get the best, most suitable job for your season, when two becomes one, and when you begin to grow in that part of finances and wealth, when you begin to have strategic relationships, it helps you to forge ahead, when you start pouring out into the next generation. All of these are transitional points, and you need to know what phase of life you're in and what transitional point you must have left and the transitional point you're supposed to go in, and then find out. Because the key thing is this: invest in transitional periods before you get there. A lot of people who stay too long in transitional periods of life do so because they don't know. They lack the awareness of the knowledge. And so they did not invest before the transitional period comes. And so when that means is that they do not have the resources or the price to pay to leave that season. Many times, people usually need an act of God or serendipity, or just in someone who takes them forcefully out of that period and then helps them to navigate the new season of their life. Whatever season you are, always know that you will engage with transitional periods, and more importantly, invest in knowledge, relationship, skill, capacity to be able to leave that period as soon as possible. Because regret usually begins when you begin to spend too much time in your transitional period. I hope that helps someone.